Welcome to Study Savvy. Today we're diving into the secret strategies that will help you learn faster and more effectively. We've all been there, staring at a textbook for hours, only to forget everything the next day. It's frustrating, right? But what if I told you there's a better way? In this video, we're going to ditch the outdated learning methods and unlock the secrets of how your brain truly learns best. We'll explore scientifically proven techniques that can supercharge your learning, helping you absorb information like a sponge and retain it for the long haul. Get ready to say goodbye to study struggles and hello to a world of accelerated learning. Let's get started. Let's be honest, traditional learning methods can be a bit, well, dull. We've all experienced the monotony of mindless repetition, highlighting endlessly only to draw a blank on exam day. It's like trying to fill a leaky bucket. No matter how much you pour in, it doesn't seem to stick. The problem is these outdated methods don't align with how our brains are wired to learn. Neuroscience research has revealed far more effective techniques, and that's what we're going to dive into today. Instead of passively rereading notes, we'll explore active recall, a technique where you actively retrieve information from memory, strengthening those neural pathways. Think of it like flexing a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. We'll also delve into the power of spaced repetition, a technique that leverages the science of forgetting. By spacing out your review sessions strategically, you'll actually learn the material more effectively in the long run. The key takeaway here is that simply putting in the hours doesn't guarantee results. It's about working smarter, not harder, by aligning your learning strategies with your brain's natural learning mechanisms. Let's talk about distractions. In today's hyper-connected world, it's easier than ever to get sidetracked. Social media notifications, emails, that tempting YouTube rabbit hole, they're all vying for your attention. But here's the thing, your brain thrives on focus. When you can hone your concentration and minimize distractions, you create a learning superhighway. Information flows effortlessly, and you retain it much more effectively. Think about it. Have you ever tried to study with a million tabs open, music blaring, and your phone constantly buzzing? It's a recipe for disaster. Research shows that multitasking can actually reduce your productivity by up to 40%. So how do we combat this? Create a dedicated study space free from distractions. Put your phone on airplane mode, silence notifications, and let your family or roommates know you're in the zone. Experiment with different focus techniques like the Pomodoro technique, where you work in focused 25-minute bursts with short breaks in between. Find what works best for you and watch your productivity soar. Now let's dive into some specific learning techniques that can revolutionize the way you absorb information. First up, we have the Feynman technique, a powerful method for achieving true understanding. The concept is simple yet brilliant. Imagine you have to teach the material to a child. How would you explain it in a clear and concise way? By breaking down complex ideas into simpler terms, you force yourself to truly grasp the underlying concepts. Next, we have interleaving, a technique that involves switching between different but related topics during your study sessions. Instead of studying one subject for hours on end, try alternating between, say, history and literature. This approach may seem counterintuitive, but it forces your brain to work harder to retrieve information, ultimately strengthening your understanding and retention. Chapter 4. The Power of Emotions and Stories. Our brains are wired for stories. Think about it, which is easier to remember, a dry list of facts or a captivating story. Stories engage our emotions, making information more memorable and relatable. The next time you're struggling to remember a concept, try weaving it into a story. Create vivid mental images, connect it to personal experiences, or even turn it into a song. For example, if you're trying to remember historical dates, imagine yourself transported back in time, witnessing those events firsthand. Engage your senses. What did it smell like, sound like, feel like? The more vivid the experience, the stronger the memory. Chapter 5. Fueling your learning machine. We often underestimate the profound impact our physical health has on our cognitive function. Think of your brain as a high-performance machine. It needs the right fuel to function optimally. First and foremost, prioritize sleep. A good night's rest is crucial for memory consolidation and overall cognitive performance. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night to allow your brain to process and store information effectively. Next, let's talk about nutrition. Your brain requires a steady supply of nutrients to function at its best. Incorporate brain-boosting foods like blueberries, fatty fish, nuts, and leafy greens into your diet. And don't forget about exercise. Regular physical activity isn't just good for your body, it's a workout for your brain too. Even a brisk walk can increase blood flow to the brain, improving memory and cognitive function. Chapter 6. Digital Tools for Accelerated Learning. We live in an age where we have incredible digital tools at our fingertips. Let's explore some apps and online resources that can supercharge your learning journey. First up, we have Anki, a powerful spaced repetition software that helps you memorize anything more effectively. Anki uses algorithms to schedule your review sessions at optimal intervals, ensuring that you're reviewing information just before you're about to forget it. Next, we have a plethora of online learning platforms like Coursera, EDX, and Skillshare, offering courses on virtually any subject imaginable. These platforms provide structured learning experiences with expert instructors, often at a fraction of the cost of traditional education. The key here is to be selective and choose tools that align with your learning style and goals. Don't be afraid to experiment and find what works best for you. Chapter 7. Your Comprehensive Learning Toolkit. We've covered a lot of ground today, from debunking outdated learning myths to exploring powerful techniques like active recall, spaced repetition, and the Feynman technique. We've also discussed the importance of focus, storytelling, physical health, and leveraging digital tools. The key takeaway is this: learning doesn't have to be a struggle. By adopting these evidence-based strategies, you can unlock your brain's true learning potential and achieve your goals faster than you ever thought possible. Remember, it's about working smarter, not harder. By aligning your learning methods with how your brain naturally learns, you can make the entire process more enjoyable and effective. So go forth, embrace these techniques, and watch as you become a learning machine. Are you ready to take your learning to the next level? Subscribe to Study Savvy now and share this video with a friend who could benefit from faster learning. And don't forget to comment below with your favorite learning tip. We'd love to hear from you. Remember, the journey to becoming a more effective learner starts today. Implement the strategies we've discussed, experiment with different techniques, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. Learning is a lifelong adventure, and with the right tools and mindset, you can achieve incredible things. Happy learning.